Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2022 general readings. We are looking at the first 2 weeks of April from the 1st to the 15th, and this reading is for the fire sign of Leo, the lion. Well, welcome everyone. As always, a note of gratitude to begin. Thanks for being here, for watching the videos, your likes, shares, subscribes, donations, feedback, comments. Those of you who reach out for personal readings, every bit of it is appreciated and every bit of it is welcome. Thank you. So Leo, this reading is for you, first 2 weeks of April 2022. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Leo. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Leo. It's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Of course, it's a general reading. So watch all of your signs for any additional insight and perspective. And if you find that this reading resonates with you enough that you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you, and I can usually respond the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. You can also get that contact info by clicking on the description link, the arrow that's attached to this video. Message me if you're interested. I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, Leo, let's see what the first 2 weeks of April look like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Leo, the lion. Okay, Leo, we begin with the Fool, the very first major arcana card in the tarot. He has the 0 on his card because this is where the whole journey starts. So this can represent starting off on a brand new journey, taking a risk, stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something different, a new start. With the 2 of Swords, but there's this feeling of being stuck. Perhaps a bit of reluctance or resistance to take a look at something, to start off on a new path, to make a decision, to move in a new direction because it feels scary, it feels risky. Breaking a pattern. Next we have Temperance. Neither too much of one thing nor too much of the other. When Temperance comes up, it's always a good sign during this period of time. We're only looking at a short period of time, first 2 weeks of April. But when Temperance comes up, it's a good sign to not do anything too rash, not to be too reactive, emotionally spontaneous. This is about staying grounded, maybe shifting a bit from side to side to maintain your balance, but not getting drawn out into anything too dramatic, or definitely not making... it's a card of balance. It's a card of not making any hasty decisions driven by impulse or emotion. Staying balanced, staying grounded. It's also kind of a spiritual card of trusting God's spirit, angels, and guides to guide you. Balance. With the 2 of Cups. Soulmate, kindred spirit, best friends typically represents a relationship. Leo, right now it feels like you're afraid to do something new within a relationship because you're afraid to upset what you currently have right now, even if it's not everything that you want. You're afraid to step out of that and break a pattern for yourself. Perhaps you're afraid if you do that, the relationship will end, or some kind of balance you have right now will end. Next, we have Justice, honor, ethics, integrity, transparency, reaping what you sow, things being equitable and fair, which really, let's see what's with Justice. The Knight of Coins, slower than the other knights, steady Eddie, cautious, detail-oriented. So Knights represent offers and opportunities for change, and also the speed at which situations move. Justice is the reap what you sow card as well, meaning that what the outcome is on something is dependent to a large degree, sometimes completely, on what you do as well. So for some of you, it might mean that the only way whatever justice represents for you, like something fair and equitable, may depend on what you do. but we'll clarify. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the first 2 weeks of April is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups can sometimes secondarily be, it can be another soulmate or best friend card. It's a card strongly attached to history, people, places, and situations or things or patterns that you have a history with. And that history can be family, childhood, roots of origin, or just a long-term, it implies like a long-term connection here. It can sometimes represent family or children. I think for most of you, this is a relationship reading. Let's clarify. Let's clarify the Six of Cups for overall energy. It can just represent that this relationship, which perhaps needs... I feel here, Leo, that you're being called to do something different, to break out of your habit or routine somehow. But that you're afraid to do that because you're afraid of the consequences. Totally understandable. We all face these situations. It looks like this one is in relation to a relationship. Now, that relationship might be love and romance. It might be with a best friend or kindred spirit. It might be with a family member or a child, adult child, something of that sort. But it feels like something new needs to happen. Clarify the Six of Cups. The Ten of Wands, yeah. Tens represent cycle endings, cycle coming full circle. This is a long-held, heavy-carried burden. And it's clarifying a card that already represents some history in this situation or relationship. Because you don't get to the Ten of Wands right away, right? We always start with the Ace, 2, 3, 4. So while it may have started out to be just 1 or 2 wands, it has steadily grown to the point where you feel like you're shouldering everything. It's a card of feeling overwhelmed and needing a burden to be able to lay down the burden. The Ten of Pentacles, long-term security and stability, a strong connection to home and family, perhaps financial and material issues, inheritance. It may be for some of you that well, not even for some of you, the fundamental energy here, regardless of what your specific details are in this situation in your life, is you're tired. Like, this is a combination of cards, Leo, that represents you are tired of putting in the effort. You are tired of putting in the effort, the money, the time, the love. This energy is that I'm giving and giving and giving and I'm not getting enough back. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. I'm tired of carrying this person, this relationship, this situation. And that's the overall energy for the first 2 weeks of April. Let's clarify the Fool. The Fool with the Two of Swords. The Moon and the Two of Cups. Two of Cups twice. So there's definitely a relationship central here. And an uncertainty about the relationship. Because I feel like you need to do something new, regardless of what that thing is. You need to break the mold. And maybe you've already started doing that, but you're afraid to take it any further because you're insecure and unsure about what might happen. You might fear the worst, which the Moon can represent a lack of clarity. Our deep-seated fears kind of bubbling to the surface and making us question everything about this relationship. Clarify the Two of Swords. Stuck, blind, reluctant, resistant. The Three of Wands. Yeah. The Three of Wands typically represents feeling more hopeful and optimistic about the future based on the fact that you're starting to see some of your efforts paying off. But you're blind to it, and all of this is clarifying the Fool. Okay, so it's kind of like if you want to have any hope of change in your life in a situation where it feels like you're at the bottom of the well, standing in 2 inches of water, right? The well's running dry, meaning something has to change, and it looks like you have to be the one to initiate that change. whether it's cutting yourself off completely from the situation, that might actually have some effect on the other person, or it might not. But something new is, I mean, you're being asked to go in a new direction in order to see any more positive change in your future, whether in this relationship or in another one. But you're reluctant to do that because, for the same reason we're always reluctant to do something that feels scary and out of our comfort zone, or breaking the mold, or breaking a routine, or stopping doing something, because we're afraid of the consequences. We don't know how it's going to play out. Clarify temperance. And it could be about the relationship itself, or it could be about another aspect of the relationship, like maybe financial or monetary burden, right? Or some combination of the both of that. Clarify temperance. The King of Wands. This King of Wands has popped up for like Cancer, Scorpio. Makes me wonder how many of you are involved with the fire sign, or somebody that manifests like that charismatic, dynamic King of Wands. The Lovers, a relationship at a crossroads. A decision needs to be made either about the relationship itself, the future, the life of the relationship, or in another area of life that's going to significantly impact the relationship. Let's clarify the Two of Cups. You know, I just finished doing the Cancer and Scorpio earlier today, and theirs was kind of similar too, a very similar theme of relationships or partnerships, whether they're romantic or business or family or best friend, where one person is really kind of doing all the work to maintaining it, and the other person is just kind of sucking it up, maybe giving a little bit back here and there. And there's this sense of feeling tired and, you know, I'm overcompromised, I'm overstretched, and that needs to end. Clarify the Two of Cups. The Ten of Cups, the happy home card, marriage, childbirth, getting married, moving in together, having a family, starting a family, the house, the property itself. Whether or not this relationship continues, and if so, how. Clarify justice. The Four of Swords, taking a temporary time out to rest, recuperate, gain a different perspective. And the Seven of Pentacles, contemplation, taking stock, taking inventory. This is all clarifying justice. This is kind of like, in a courtroom, this is where the jury is out, right? If this, and for some of you, I guess this might be a legal situation too. There might be a legal, litigious, criminal, civil, something, you know, which the outcome is going to have a significant impact on your relationship, marriage, home, and family life. It might be a legal situation for some of you, because this is the point where the jury is out, meaning it's not quite clear what's going to happen, because there's still kind of contemplation, evaluation, taking inventory, going through stuff, taking a look at what you have invested in something and what you're getting out, and trying to make decisions based on that. Okay, this is how much effort I've put into this thing, this situation, person, place, situation. This is what I have to show for it. Does it justify my efforts? If not, should I leave it? Should I take what I can and go? Should I make changes? You know, what do I do? So this is a card of like taking a step back and taking an honest look at something, evaluating something, to see what the right, absolute right thing is to do. Again, like in a courtroom, like a trial, this would be the point at which the jury has all the information, and they're going to take that information and go off and think about it, right? To see what the best thing is to do. May take a little bit of time here with the Knight of Coins. Let's clarify. The Four of Pentacles, the Miser card. You know, in a romantic relationship or situation, it feels like somebody, while there may be love and caring, it feels like somebody's very cautious, very self-oriented. They don't want to share or give out too much. And it may be that if you're waiting on a decision from someone else, that they're trying to figure out. It almost feels like for some of you, the other person is trying to figure out, okay, what's the minimum that I can do in order not to lose here? Like in a love romance relationship, okay, my partner is really unhappy and they're threatening to leave, or they're whatever. Okay, what's the minimum that I can do to keep them happy and kind of keep this going? I don't want to give too much. What's the minimum I can do? That's kind of what I'm getting here. But it doesn't feel like it gets resolved during this period of time. It feels like, again, the jury is out on what this person is actually going to do. Or perhaps what you're going to do if you're the one kind of thinking, okay, all of this keeps going on. There's no major changes. What am I going to do? What's the right thing to do? What's the best thing to do? Is there a way to move forward in this and have some kind of balance? Because that's the fundamental problem. No matter what side of the story you're on, no matter how the details and specifics might vary for you in this general reading, somebody is feeling overwhelmed and tired. They're giving too much. They've been contributing too much, giving too much without. Too much means that you're getting depleted without getting replenished, right? It's like spending too much money, not getting enough to compensate back for that. And it could be financial and material stuff is involved in this as well, in this relationship. You're feeling depleted. And when we feel depleted, it's because we're giving more than we're able to give without getting enough back so that we can continue giving. It's like being in the bottom of an almost dry well. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And it's interesting, Leo. I mean, you're a fire sign. And again, I did earlier today a couple of the water signs. Almost exactly the same energy, right? And it's that time of year, too. We're beginning spring and things are new and people start feeling restless, coming out of the winter and everything that's been going on in the world and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, it's time for something new. It's time for a change. I'm tired. It's kind of the fundamental energy of this reading. All right, let's wrap this up by asking for any advice or guidance for Leo for the first 2 weeks of April. The Sun, I think Cancer or Scorpio, one of them got this too for advice. This is taking some time off. Light, love, recuperation, vacation, having fun, taking a mental vacation from your brain. It reminds me of this. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember the movie What About Bob? It was a great movie, Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray. Anyway, patient psychologist, he was saying, take a mini vacation from your problems. It's not like your problems can get solved right now or fixed, but you can take a step back, take a mini vacation from this. Even get away for a day or two if you can. The Three of Cups. This is the party card. This is social energy, getting out, drinking, dancing, having a good time. It might be on your own or with friends. Well, actually, the Three of Cups does represent doing this with people you feel connected to, friends, getting out there, having a girls' night out, a guy's night out. It could be with this partner too as well, but it feels like you've kind of put a lot into that already. Getting out, having a good time, putting this on the side for just a little bit. Three of Swords, emotional pain, heartache, heartbreak, Ace of Cups, Seven of Cups. Don't forget that this is not all that your life is about, right? The Seven of Cups represents possibility and potential and multiple options, emotional renewal, new love and romance. For some of you, it might be that if this has resulted in a breakup or it's in the process of a breakup, it could be, take a break, go out, there's no resolvement or fixing right now. And especially if there's been a breakup or you're in the process of that, that's just going on. But don't forget to kind of make your emotional scales weigh a little more even by, balancing yourself out with some fun, with connecting with other people, just sheer fun, right? Enjoying yourself. And remember, for those of you that are dealing with emotional difficulty and challenge right now, or breakup, all of that, this is not the sum total of your life. This is not like the end of the road for you in love and romance or partnership or anything like that, right? Unless you choose for it to be. There is renewal out there for those of you that are going through a breakup or have been through a breakup. There is new love and romance out there. There is possibility, potential, and options out there. This is not the sum total of your life. So just remember that moving forward. And for at least the first couple of weeks of April, as much as you can, enjoy yourself. Get out there and have fun. I mean, don't end up in jail or anything like that, but, go out there and have a good time. Kind of take a little mini vacation from this issue for a little bit. Okay, Leo, those are your very interesting messages for the first 2 weeks of April. I hope that they gave you some food for thought or were helpful or useful in some way. Again, if any of this resonates with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the April mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well. I hope to see you back here again soon and enjoy our entrance into spring. Well, those of you that are on a continent that are, I think some of you, it's your fall now. Anyway, enjoy, and I hope to see you back here soon. Bye-bye.